Hello and welcome back to the Transition Table. I am Diane Hartz-Worsoff,
And I'm Megan Kearney.
and today we're actually going to talk about how planning ahead gives you more options, both now in your business and in the future, whatever that looks like for you. I think a lot of people, when they think about exit planning, the only thing they hear is I'm going to sell my business, or I'm never going to sell my business, so I don't need to exit plan. And as we all know, everybody's going to exit one way or another. So, Megan, don't you have a client that you worked with that had a situation that you wanted to
Yeah.
illustrate this?
And I think, Dion, to your point, another benefit of early planning is flexibility. And an example I have is Lisa. So she owns a multi-location retail business and wanted to transition the company to her niece. The niece wasn't ready yet to lead it. So she actually built out, and we helped her build out a 5-year transition plan that's including mentoring, training, and eventually a formal buyout. So Lisa, the owner, will now exit on her own timeline and the business stays within the family. And if she had waited until burnout hit, the opportunity probably would have disappeared. And I think that just shows the importance of building out a plan ahead because when you start thinking about, oh, I want to start transitioning or exit in any capacity, you don't realize that it takes multiple years to start thinking about and planning ahead. And if you want to have the most options for that, you need to start planning as soon as possible. So that's just an example of someone we're working with today. And I like to ask myself and remind business owners, like, who do you want to take over your business? Am I giving enough time to make that happen? I think those are two crucial questions to ask yourself as a business owner.
Those are great points. And I agree. We talk to a lot of people, and I'm sure you do too. And one thing, when I was at the Exit Planning Institute Summit, one of the speakers spoke about how you should never give your business to your children. You should sell it to your children, whatever that looks like. So even as you go through the generation, I think if you start thinking about that early, whether it's a niece, whether it's a child, especially for multi-generational businesses, if you're going to pass it down, you want to make sure that you're getting some value out of it yourself. And of course, there are many, many ways to structure a transaction like that as well. That is helpful to everybody.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
I also spoke with someone this week who she's the second generation in the business. Her kids are in it. They think they can run it, and she doesn't think they can. So I'm sure we'll be working together,
Yep.
and she will need to help her children be better business owners if that is her goal. And she's just not sure right now. And it was a very interesting conversation.
You don't realize how involved you start to get into when you're talking to these business owners. It's not just how can we evaluate your business, it's the nitty-gritty behind it all. And sometimes you uncover layers that aren't always pretty. So I'm curious to hear. You'll have to update me on what happens.
Absolutely. And actually, I have another example where in our trans world, probably about 5 years ago, right around this time, we sold an auto repair business that was doing quite well.
Mhm.
And it was a father and son in the business. The father owned the business, and the son told the father, I don't want to run this business. So they sold it. The father wanted to retire. And the person who bought the business, they kept the son on. And then after 6 months, he decided he wanted to do computer programming and left, but not on
Wow.
bad terms. But then the buyer of the business has since bought two more auto repair shops with us. So he found a way to leverage the
Mhm.
growth when the father and when the son said to the dad, I don't want to do this. And I
Yeah.
think people don't realize that either.
No, that's a good point. I love that. And to look at other avenues of growth. And I think a lot of that is happening right now of acquiring different existing businesses similar in those areas. So that's great.
Right, those are strategic buyers. And aside from the consolidation from the very large private equity groups, which can be a blessing and a curse, people that are strategic buyers also pay a premium,
Yep, for sure.
right? Versus people that are buying themselves a job by buying a business. So,
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I
thank
would
you.
say start planning ahead because that allows for more options as you as a business owner.
Absolutely. Great. We'll see you all next time.
Thanks.